5. I drew the Reprieve. Boom, bang, target you for 5. You're dead. GG. Yeah, like I said, amazing matchup. Really bad matchup for show and tell. That's why I made this deck. Hey guys, editing control guy here. First of all, I am so sorry that this related video is coming out so late. It's just a combination of my editing software that you're seeing in the background not working, and just having a bunch of stuff to do IRL, bunch of stuff happening in my life right now, big changes, but I'm getting through it. Don't worry, I'm fine, I'm okay. Just wanted to let you guys know that videos are going to be coming out again finally. Basically took almost a month break, which is not, I didn't want to take a break, I just couldn't. I couldn't edit at first, and then stuff happened. Ended up upgrading my PC to Windows 11, and now Vegas Pro works again for some reason. Sony, what is this piece of software? So I was learning Premiere Pro to get around Vegas not working, but Vegas works again, so now I'll be able to edit just as fast as I used to. So yeah, just letting you guys know, this video right here was recorded before Ponder came out on Arena. I thought it'd be a shame to not show you guys the games because we have some pretty good games in here. But yeah, I'm not going to waste too much of your time. Just want to say thank you so much for supporting me. I see you guys. Dude, I can't believe, like, I don't upload for 3 weeks and I see my subscriber count just going up. Why? I've not done anything to deserve it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And everyone who hung out in the streams, thank you so much. There's going to be more streams coming. I believe I promised you guys that next stream we'll be playing some MTG Forge Adventure, which is going to be really interesting. But then we're going to keep streaming Timeless, keep streaming events, keep streaming other formats if you guys want to see. We're going to build decks on stream, all the cool stuff coming. Once I hit 1k subs, I'm not going to full-time this channel, obviously not, that's not worth it at 1k, but I'm going to put a lot more effort into the channel. I'm going to make a Discord for you guys, make a Patreon where I'm going to upload all my, I still have all the uncut footage of the past 50 videos. I'm going to put them all on Patreon, so that if you want to support, you can view the uncut videos. There's going to be some crazy stuff. This isn't the Patreon or the 1k announcement video, that's still happening, but I just want to tease a little bit, let you guys know what's coming. But yeah, I'm finally back. I can finally edit again properly, so yeah. I hope you guys enjoy this video. This video is really, the deck is really cool. I really liked it. This is before Ponder. I think with Ponder, this deck becomes even better. But yeah, I'll switch back to in-game control guy real quick. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Control guy. So, hearts for you guys. You guys are the best. See you guys. Peace. Hello everyone. It's your favorite Temporal Archmage. I'm the control guy, and I'm back with another video for you guys. Yeah, so I don't know, man. Timeless Magic as a whole, not really been playing much of it recently, but I do want to get some actual blue-eye control out for you guys, because the format right now is rough, man. There are some really annoying cards that are really hard to deal with for control, that just give your opponent so much value. It's like the Edge of Eternity's Alchemy set just brought some really annoying cards. They're so pushed. And whether that be for Affinity, I don't know if I'll find all the cards to put them on screen, but there's that 1-mana artifact that draws a card for equal to half its intensity, and it perpetually increases in intensity every time an artifact enters the battlefield, which means your artifact lands trigger it, your free artifacts trigger, and then you just draw a bunch of cards. And because obviously it's alchemy and it's perpetually increasing its intensity, instead of having counters on it like a normal Magic the Gathering card, when it sacrifices itself to draw your cards, you can then bring it back with Emery with the same intensity, and then it does it again, which is just ridiculous in my opinion. Then you have that green 3-drop that's an uncommon, by the way, enters the battlefield tapped, and then it has the ability when it post-combat main phase, if it's tapped, you return a land card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Not to your hand, not tapped, just straight up to the battlefield. Brother, what? In a fetch land format? In a format with strip mine? What? Like, there's just so many cards right now in Timeless that just, it makes Control have such a hard time. Like, how is Control supposed to limit someone's ability to play the game if they're drawing 10 cards a turn in an aggro deck affinity, or drawing, or replaying Strip Mines from the graveyard on turn 2? What the hell? Like, what the hell? Either way, we'll try to control the format. Don't know if we'll be able to do it, but we'll try it. Ran out the way. Let's play this game. Play this deck. We are abusing an alchemy card ourselves today. You might have already seen it, but I'll get into it once we're in the deck text. So I'll see you there. All right. So today we're playing. We're replaying High Noon Control. I think in the current format, this is like your best bet. Like, people are just going crazy, and limiting everyone to 1 spell a turn might be a good way to stop that. Obviously, this card is a slam dunk against Show and Tell, even though actually not many people are playing Show and Tell right now. It's more like land destruction builds. So we hope to stop that with counterspells. We are running a bunch of counterspells, namely Reprieve and Remand. These 2 spells, well, Reprieve doesn't count a spell, it just returns it, but Remand count as a spell. When it does so, you draw a card and the spell goes back to their hand, which is usually bad. But if you can either restrict your opponent's mana or the amount of spells they can cast a turn, they can't just straight up recast the spell. So obviously with High Noon, they cast a spell, you remand it, no one can cast spells that turn. Next turn happens. If you have a Teferi, your opponent can't cast spells in your turn anyway, so you get 2 spells a turn cycle, they get 1 spell a turn cycle, and you win the game that way. We're playing Supreme Verdict over some Wrath of the Skies because you don't want to blow up your own High Noon. And we're playing a Pinnacle Starcage. So this is basically the standard replacement for Temporary Lockdown, because Temporary Lockdown rotated. But this one actually has some niche situations where it's much better than Temporary Lockdown for us. So we can build around it more, because it says when it... ignore the activated ability below, but it says when this artifact enters, exile all artifact and creatures with mana value 2 or less until this artifact leaves the battlefield. Temporary Lockdown just exile all non-land permanents. So obviously this is not great because we don't hit enchantments anymore. But that's actually good for us because we don't want to exile our own High Noon, which is an enchantment. We don't want to exile our flipped Tamiyo, which is a planeswalker, right? Temporary Lockdown would have exiled our permanents, whereas this one doesn't. And on top of that, in the current meta, Temporary Lockdown is actually not as strong as this, because when you're playing against Affinity plays artifact lands, and this exiles artifacts, not non-land permanents, so all their lands are just gone when this enters the battlefield. So this is a banger hit against Affinity, while also being good against Boros Aggro, which is why we're playing 1 copy of it in the main deck. Obviously, the weakness of these Banisher Priest effects, even if they hit multiple permanents, is that if they remove this, they get all their stuff back, which is scary. Obviously, it has the massive 8 mana cost thing to remove the things, put them in the graveyard, and then create 2/2s, which could be a win condition, but you're really never going to activate that, so just beware. Also, is this only as a sorcery? Okay, at least this doesn't activate as a sorcery, so if you do somehow, maybe you mana drain something big and activate it, or maybe you have 8 mana and you do it on end step. That could actually work, so it's a cool little win con, but you're never going to use it as that. It's usually just a sweeper that destroys Affinity. Other than that, we'll play Phlages to win the game, and then that's literally it. We just want to lock our opponent out with High Noon, Teferi, and these Reprieve and Remand spells. Mystic Sanctuary to put them back on top. Just every turn, our opponent doesn't get to cast a spell, and eventually we hit them with Phlage enough for them to die. We're playing Stifle in this list. I think Blue-White at the very moment needs to play Stifle, because not even to break our opponent's fetch lands, to stop opponents from strip mining us, because strip mine is so detrimental to a control deck. Control is all about building up your resources. And strip mine is just an uncounterable, really, obviously apart from Stifle, but an uncounterable effect that just takes away a resource, and that's just not something you want to deal with. Like, you can counter a Thoughtseize, you can't counter a land drop. It's just like that. There's nothing you can do. Like, you can either play like Blood Sun, or you can just try and stifle it, or give your lands hexproof. But there's like, I'd rather have a Stifle in my deck that hits other things than play Surge of Salvation to give everything I have hexproof. And then last but not least, last card to explain is Thought Partition. We are joining the evil force, we're playing a really pushed alchemy card. Remember Thoughtseize? Yeah, white gets Thoughtseize now, so that's cool, I guess. Target opponent reveals all non-land cards in their hand. You may choose one of those cards. If you do, it perpetually becomes white, and its mana cost perpetually becomes 5. So if they have, say, a mana drain in their hand, and I target this, mana drain is now a 5 mana cost white sorcery. Not sorcery. It's still an instant, but it's a white card. 5 mana cost, which is honestly not like, it's not Thoughtseize. It doesn't discard the card, but some cards when they cost 5 mana just aren't worth it. A Mox Opal for 5 mana isn't worth it. A Deathrite Shaman for 5 mana isn't worth it. So yeah, we can do some interesting things. Just make sure, please, guys, when you run this card, do not target a spell that has affinity for artifacts with this. If you target an affinity spell, they can just play it, because it costs 5 generic. You can cast it for free if you have 5 artifacts, if it has affinity. It doesn't lose its ability, that only becomes white and costs 5. The becoming white is not really relevant a lot. Sometimes it's relevant, sometimes it isn't. But the 5 generic mana cost is just a way to stop your opponent. And by the way, when you hinder your opponent from playing by turning their cheap cards expensive, a 5 mana Ragavan, a 5 mana Ajani, a 5 mana Ocelot Bride ain't worth it, right? And then you reprieve that spell, because of how disgusting perpetuality is on Arena, it still costs 5, even if it changes zones, which I hate perpetuality. I'll say it. I really dislike perpetuality. It's really weird. It causes some weird interactions, because the game still treats 2 cards where one has been perpetually affected like the same card, even though one of them is different. You might see this today, but I've seen this a lot with this card. If you say my opponent has 2 Mox Opals, 1 Mox Opal in hand, and I target it, the Mox Opal becomes white and costs 5. Then they top deck a new Mox Opal, so it's not revealed. I don't know if they have it. And they play the new Mox Opal. Arena will then unreveal the 5 mana cost one, because it's doing the thing where I only know about 1 Mox Opal, so if they play another one from hand, it wants to make it ambiguous. But obviously I know they have, it's weird. It causes some weird interactions, and I just don't like it. It just doesn't feel like Magic sometimes. Oh well, who cares? My point was, if you reprieve a perpetually 5 cost spell, it stays 5 cost. So if this was worded exile it, they may play it from exile by paying 5 mana, then if you reprieve it, they would just get it back. Whereas perpetuality makes it constantly costs that much, which is really annoying to deal with. If they finally get around to playing their 5 cost Ajani or whatever, and you bounce it with Teferi, boom, it's back to being a 5 cost. So yeah, some cool stuff you can do. This deck is prone to going empty-handed. Because obviously there's no real card advantage in this deck anywhere. But the thing with High Noon is that you don't really need card advantage, because the game comes down to 1 spell anyway, so you might as well just top deck. You do need to draw your spell at the right time, but other than that, I think this deck is solid. It's not amazing. I'm still working on a good control brew. Actually, let me show you guys my deck building process real quick. Did I change anything? I'll just save my exit real quick, just to make sure. But there you go, boom. I've been working on a bunch of decks. I'm trying to make stuff work, man, but it's just, there's not a lot of stuff to do right now. People are just playing Strip Mine, and there's not many ways to counter it, so I guess I'll just see you guys in the games. Lead Pete. Alright, so opponent goes first, unfortunately, but this hand could have been good. We would have had turn 1 either Stifle or Thoughtseize. I'm gonna, by the way, I'm gonna just call this Thoughtseize. There's no point calling it, I'm not calling this Thought Partition. I just call it Thoughtseize, so get used to it. It's just white Thoughtseize. It's white Thoughtseize. White gets Thoughtseize now, which is amazing. I think I can, this hand is not great if they turn 1 a Ragavan, but I think I'm still gonna keep it. Let's see what they're playing. I have Stifles, so, oh, never mind. Oh my god, they have lost. Oh, that's not good for them. They actually played into Stifle. This is the first game in ages that I play where my opponent actually plays into Stifle. Good for me. I've not played a game where my opponent plays into Stifle in ages. They usually just have basic land. Alright, now I can play a fetch land and Thought Partition or Thoughtseize them. Look at their hand. Oh, they're playing Rakdos Offering. That's funny. Well, you can have a 5 mana Bowmaster now. They didn't. Oh, they did have a land in hand because this doesn't reveal lands. Another one. I'm gonna fetch Meticulous Archive. We don't need red very urgently in this deck. Swords. I don't think I need swords just yet. What's my next turn like? I play Surveil Land, Thought Seize them, hold up Sword, Stifle. Or should I try to get High Noon down? I think I want a fetch land. Oh, Teferi. Yeah, okay, I think I get High Noon down. Surveillance me ready. I don't need another board wide. Or do I play another Thought Partition? This is a land, right? Because it wasn't revealed. Or maybe this could be the card that they drew for turn. Let's see, Demonic Pact, Damnation. I'm gonna play my High Noon. This also beats Dark Ritual, so they can't Dark Ritual into anything because Dark Ritual is a spell. Would have been nice to stifle that, but I don't need to. It's fine. Okay, drew a land. So they could technically One Ring. I only get one spell this turn. I'm gonna make the One Ring cost one more mana. Yeah, this is a land. I'm gonna make the One Ring cost one more. And then I'm gonna play this like that. Might Brainstorm on their turn here. Demonic Pact. 4 damage to any target. Draw 2 cards. You lose the game. So if I counter the Harmless Offering, I win. Sure, you can have that. Also, I can stifle the you lose the game trigger. Right, let's Brainstorm, see what we draw. Land. I don't really have any. I don't really want a Mystic Sanctuary or anything just yet. Also, this is an upkeep trigger as well. Okay, I'm gonna probably put the Phlage on top, draw the Phlage, play this, fetch the Phlage away, get like the basic island, whatever, and then I'll Teferi and bounce the Pact because it's just a slow play. Hopefully draw like a Reprieve or something. Nope, a land, that's fine. They could get a One Ring here, which would suck. But they don't go for it, they just go for a Demonic Pact. Okay. They could have had a One Ring if they wanted one. I draw another High Noon. Again, nothing really I want here. So I'm just gonna get a fetch land probably, play Phlage. They killed Teferi here, but that's fine. This game isn't about Teferi. Yeah. If I stifle one of these, they can have the One Ring. If I stifle one of these, does it count as it being chosen? Or will it not be chosen because I stifled it? I'm not stifling a card draw effect. They can draw cards. I don't care. I don't care. What I'm looking for is counter magic in some form. Let's go. Elegant Parlor. Ah, there we go. Reprieve. Beautiful. They could just die, right? Because they only get one spell a turn. Oh, they'll just die, right? Yeah, they just die. Bang, bang. Go to Teferi, I guess. Go to one of these. Like, they'll draw 2 cards. They can draw a lot of cards, but they only get one spell a turn, so I'm not too worried. So this turn they have to... oh, it's a discard too. I thought it's draw 2 cards. What the hell? Oh, there's a 4th mode! Oh wow, I didn't realize. Oh, I should have stifled that then. Oops. Oopsie. I didn't realize there was a fourth mode. I thought this was a... There was just draw 2 cards. I did not see the discard 2 cards. Interesting. I did not see that mode at all. That's all good. How alive are they, by the way? They're taking... Okay, they're on 2 life. Back up 1 ring. Do I reprieve this? I think I'm gonna go all in here. I'm gonna reprieve this 1 ring. Teferi is a very good draw. Stifle's also quite nice. Let's attack them. Target their face. Let's bounce this. Make it so they can't just do that again. And now they're dead. Because now I can just kill them with the High Noon activation in response to whatever they do. So they have to either play a 1 ring here. Actually, yeah, they are dead. They 1 ring, that's their spell for the turn. They keep that 1 ring. I stifle the protection trigger, and that's it. You don't get any more action this turn. I have a Teferi. GG. You can draw a card that won't do anything. Unless you have a card that, like not even Madness does anything here. You need, like... A Zolk'Nzan won't do it. Like you need a channel deal 2 damage or something, so that Teferi doesn't die. But I mean, you're dead on board anyway with the Phlage, so GG. Nice. I mean, they're playing a very, 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 very subpar deck. This is like a tier 3 strategy in Timeless. Like the only Timeless cards they're using are 1 rings and fetch lands and a Gispo Master. But yeah, they need a better strategy. Oh well. They should be playing Ancient Tombs as well, because they're trying to ramp those things out. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. Okay, I go first. I have turn 1 Swords, turn 2 High Noon. Yeah, sure. Let's try it. Maybe it's good enough. They mulliganed. High Noon beats neutral spells if it's in play, but it has to be in play. If they go up on your turn 0, there's nothing you could have done. If they go up on your turn 1, there's nothing you could have done. But if you do get High Noon into play against neutral spells, it's pretty good. It's not an instant guaranteed win, because they can just slowly get up to 4 mana and then win the game, but it's decent. Let's see what they do. What deck are they playing? Well, it's a fetch land deck. Spell Pierce. Now, this is actually not amazing. High Noon into blue decks isn't great because they get to go first. So if they, like, say, play a Psychic Frog here, and then I kill it, actually, I guess that's fine. But if they were able to get a threat out, like a Hydroponics Engineer or whatever, or a Tamiyo, and then on my turn I try to Swords it, they still have a spell per turn, so they can start using my High Noon against me. Let's see what they do here. Maybe they like Spell Pierce this or something. I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do. Brainstorm, okay. Are they playing like Show and Tell then? Because Show and Tell doesn't win against this. Show and Tell basically cannot win against High Noon. It's literally basically impossible for Show and Tell to win against High Noon. They have to attack you with a Truxer. So I would actually really like to play against Show and Tell, yeah. It'd be cool to play against Show and Tell. End step Show and Tell. Oh, my turn Show and Tell. My turn Brainstorm usually means Show and Tell. What am I talking about? Brainstorm on my turn usually means that's their Show and Tell. They're fetching now. Probably to clear the Brainstorm cards. Yeah, they're probably on Show and Tell. Unless they're like on some weird... Yeah, they're on Show and Tell. 100%. So they're in a really bad spot. Because they can't win faster than Phlage kills them with High Noon in play. So this is a bad matchup for them. Let's see what they can do. They can obviously find like removal spells for the High Noon, but I'm gonna get a second one into play, maybe, potentially. However, they have to win by Show and Telling, so I can always just wait with this and Show and Tell into play instead of, you know, casting it where they can counter it or do something about it. Sword's a dead card. Supreme Verdict's a dead card. I need, I think I have some time. I don't really need to, like, work super hard yet. Thought Partition is actually a really good hit. That's a good card here. Thought Partition. This can target Show and Tell or Dark Ritual. Demonic Tutor, I guess, could get, like, something good out of the hand. Let's target Show and Tell. Show and Tell now costs 5. So you need a lot of mana investment to get the Show and Tell out. They can do it this turn if they want to, but probably not worth it. So they're going to Demonic Tutor probably for, like, a Crowsand Grip or something to kill my enchantment. They only get 1 spell a turn, so Veil of Sorrow is a dead card. Oh, Teferi is so good here. Just gonna hardcast Teferi right away. Teferi is really nice here. And I'm going to draw a card. No. Bouncing the Omniscience is nice, so I'm going to keep Teferi active. Because now if they Show and Tell, I can just bounce the Omniscience. Oh, they can't, by the way, I'm stupid, they can't Dark Ritual Show and Tell because they only get 1 spell a turn. So they have to slowly make their way up to 5 mana before they're allowed to Show and Tell. Or find a second copy of Show and Tell. But yeah, this is High Noon. I made my original High Noon deck to beat Show and Tell because High Noon obviously destroys Show and Tell. Like, I made the original Jeskai High Noon deck was built specifically to beat Show and Tell, as Usoul spells didn't really exist yet. So obviously, this matchup is phenomenal for me. Like, I don't even have any good cards in my deck right now, and I'm still just beating them. They have to dig so deep to get anything to answer one of my cards, and I can just play the game in slow mode and just wait. I don't care about anything they do here. Like, they can have all the cards in their deck will not beat a Show and Tell, a Source of Plowshares, and a Teferi. Show and Tell, a High Noon, Source of Plowshares, and a Teferi, because I can Swords their Atraxas, I can bounce their Omnisciences. They can't do anything. And next turn I'll draw a card with Teferi. I would have rather had drawn a red source for play so I can put some pressure on them, but I technically don't even need pressure on them. This game is not looking good for them, especially where their deck is greedy and doesn't play a lot of lands. So they're gonna, like, try and kill my High Noon. Oh, they're just gonna Show and Tell. See how it hit the other Show and Tell, even though I know that it's a white Show and Tell that costs 5? Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm gonna put another High Noon into play. This is such a dumb play by them. Like, you should never do this. You should always just put an Atraxa into play. That's how you beat this. Like, I don't know why, but Show and Tell players don't understand that the way to beat High Noon is by putting Atraxa into play and attacking your opponent for lethal. That's the only way you can win. Which red source do I want here? More white? More blue is always better because I need counter spells. Now there's a clock on them, kinda. I need to draw a second red source, but there's technically a clock on them. Yeah, our hand is empty. They're playing Bowmasters in Show and Tell. I don't know what this is. I saw another deck play Bowmasters in Show and Tell. Why is Show and Tell playing Bowmasters these days? Can someone explain this to me, please? Can someone please explain to me why Show and Tell is playing Bowmasters? Because it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Like, why are they playing Bowmasters? Like, this is not a card for you. Like, why? Why? I don't get it. It does nothing in your deck. Like, it's good against control, but, like, what? It's a dead card. Like, what is this? Why are we playing Bowmasters in Show and Tell? Like, so weird, dude. Like, so weird. Like, not you, Cyber. You're not weird, but Show and Tell players. Why are we playing Bowmasters? Alright, well, so now I know they have Bowmasters, but Bowmasters isn't going to save them here. Like, it's not a good enough card to save them. The minute I just find my second red source, Phlage comes back, and it's just basically game over for them. Any card here is good, by the way. A Counterspell is good, Reprieve is good, a land is good. There's not many bad cards in my deck right now. Stifle would be pretty bad, I guess. I guess that's like the one wrong land. But even this is fine because they're dying. I can do this again, right? I have 5. Do this again, see their hand again. Yep, here's that show and tell, but they have another one, so make it cost 5, and then move on, your turn. And now I burn them, and then I burn them again, they're dead. Yeah, assemble the team as your play for the turn, that's fine. And then I target them with one High Noon, then on my turn they can't cast spells, so I target them with another High Noon and they're dead. High Noon control is... it destroys show and tell. Like, they didn't stand a chance this game. Boom, bang, target you for 5. I drew the reprieve. Boom, bang, target you for 5. You're dead. GG. Yeah, like I said, amazing matchup. Really bad matchup for show and tell. That's why I made this deck. And I will stand on business here. I will be a little petty and say I made this deck because I was playing High Noon Control way back as Rakdos Offering came out for the first time. Check the video on the channel. I don't think at that time there was anyone else playing High Noon in Timeless in a control deck. So I will say, right here, that's a control guide invention. But yeah, I made that deck specifically to beat this deck because this deck was the boogeyman of that format. God, this deck was everywhere. And it's funny to see this deck is still this good. Obviously, people are like, I don't know why we're playing Hullbreaker Horror. I'll say it. I don't think Hullbreaker Horror is good in show and tell. I don't even begin to understand Bowmasters. I don't know why we're playing Counterspell in show and tell. All these cards, now, these cards seem good on the surface, but they're polluting your combo deck. They're making it harder for you to win with your deck once you have the combo assembled. You okay, say you show and tell and you didn't have this Atraxa, right? You'd have a Hullbreaker Horror and a Counterspell. You can't win on that turn with that. Play Stock Up, play more Dig Through Times, play, I don't know, Thought Seizes to make sure your opponent can't stop you. Like, where is all that gone? Why are we playing these weird random cards? Anyway, ran out the way, let's keep going. Alright, we go first actually. This is actually pretty nice. Triple Stifle is a little crazy, but we're probably not playing against a fetch land deck, so unfortunately it's probably not going to do anything, but we'll try. I'm going to lead on Hallowed Fountain even though it makes my Stifle obvious. Yep, of course they wouldn't have fetch lands. Why would they have fetch lands when I'm playing Stifle, you know? Pass, that's it. Okay, let's get rid of some of these. Can't make this shit up, man. You literally can't make it up. It doesn't get better than this. Fucking Mana Tide. Sure. Sure, dude. Mana Tide me, yeah, okay. Sure. Oh, he does play fetch lands, okay. At least he plays fetch lands. At the very least, you know. Sure. I'll kill that next turn. Oh my god, I don't draw a land. I have to kill this now, because if I don't, it can protect anything they play, and make it impossible for me to target anything they have, so I might as well kill it. Stifle. I didn't draw a land, so I have to deny their mana. Ugh. I'm tapped out now though, so what's this? Oh, I can exile a card and it costs 1 more. Get rid of the Stifle, I guess. Ugh, that's such an ugly draw. I don't think it's worth. But I actually want to do this because I don't want them to think I'm holding up Stifle here. Oh, Chrome Box. Okay, well, I can try to Magistrate, bro. Get out of here, bro. Okay. Why didn't they? Okay, interesting. I guess they were greedy with it. So now they're gonna Chrome Mox so they didn't draw a land, and I'm gonna Stifle the Imprint so they still don't have a mana. Yep. Life is hard, buddy. And I draw a land, nice. I want them to try and cast Teferi before I exile everything with Pinnacle Starcage. tapping for 2. I'm building my resources, you're not. It's Meticulous Archive. Swords is actually really nice. Swords is really nice here. Okay. No more aggressiveness for you. I have a Stifle that's literally right here. And you're just not playing the game. Not gonna Pinnacle Starcage just yet. Yeah, beautiful. They found a non-stifleable land drop, which is good for them. However, we're already past that point. So they're gonna failure here, I'm gonna reprieve it. Do another Thought Partition. Thundering Falls. I'm gonna bin a Brainstorm. Don't want Brainstorm. I would rather have drawn a land. Pinnacle Starcage, exile everything. Oh, I couldn't Thought Partition obviously because I didn't have the mana. Well, the last time, dog, it's not gonna work. Oh, they have the mana tide. They have another mana tide. Okay, sure. Sure, dude. You get it. You got it, bro. You got it. Oh, Orm's Chant. That's an interesting idea. Interesting idea. Oh, I drew Mana Drain? That's even better than Thought Partitioning, though, right? Now I can pull up Reprieve Mana Drain. Well, I don't need Reprieve Mana Drain. They only have one. They can only cast one spell anyway. They're too restricted. Their mana is too restricted. Belia. Belia is fine, right? Belia is fine. You're not Belia. What's your hand? This costs 5. Delete Spellbinders. They have 2 of those. Guess I'll take the Dranth Magistrate. Try that again next turn. Do the swords for failure, so if they want to do something they can. They don't want to target, they don't want to blink this. That's actually really bad if they blink it, so they just have no blink target for failure. So I just take 2 and that's it. I'm just stalling here. Remand. Gonna kill failure while they can't mana tithe me again. I'm just stalling. Remand. As you can see here, I'm like heavily just, I can just stall. I'm gonna put Reprieve on top. Like, yeah. Like, instead of, it's basically the same as having a High Noon in play, right? Because they can't do anything, and I can just keep doing cycling my spells over and over again. Stay in life. Because I've restricted their mana this whole game, so they don't get to do more than one spell at a time just based on their resources, and now I can keep restricting them. Their hand is just constantly filling up. Okay. I'm gonna put Reprieve on top because Reprieve, again, if they somehow can't be countered on their spells, Reprieve doesn't actually counter the spell, it just returns it to their hand. So now you're going to discard, they're going to discard their Chrome Box that costs 5. I have mana drain for 1 turn, but I also have, yeah, I'm gonna mana drain. Here is Phlage. Remand would be good here because I should have gotten Remand because then I could have cast it off of a thingy. Now, do I care about this? I think I do. I think I want to keep Phlage in play. I think I want to keep Phlage in play. Oh, they have double swords. Okay, sure. That's your turn, though. And they have one of those, sure. I think I'm gonna get a Surveyor land here. Elegant Parlor. Oh, I finally drew the High Noon. Jesus, thought I'd never. High Noon. This costs 8, right? Do I care? Yeah, I'll just do it. Oh, nice, it's Teferi. Nice. Don't forget, I only get one spell, so I can't just bounce my Pinnacle Starcage and then play it again, because I only get one spell this turn. So I'm gonna bounce this guy. Draw a card. They finally get to resolve their Elite Spellbinder after all this time. Yep. High Noon costs 4. Now I could blast their High Noon, their Elite Spellbinder. I think I will. They can't cast the spell because it's their end step. This is what? For each? Okay. They're gonna play another Spellbinder, aren't they? I'm gonna play a High Noon from hand so I can activate it. Staring match. They do have the 5 mana. There's nothing in my hand. Now, do I want to blast this? No, I don't think so. Oh, I drew a land. Beautiful. Plus... So this is at any time, right? Put each card exile, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't say activate only as a sorcery, right? Okay, cool. In that case... Okay, I'm starting to run out of lands in my deck, so I should really no longer be drawing lands. Does Teferi just take the damage here? Or do I block? I'm blocking. Spellbinder. Nothing to spellbind. I'm gonna fetch. I know there's nothing in there that I can get, but I just want to make sure I'm not drawing any more of my bad cards. I get 1 Teferi a turn. Do I take the... Do I bounce my own thing? Yeah, I think so. Just so that I can make sure I can cast multiple spells. Tamiyo, for example. Oh, that flips Tamiyo. Beautiful. And then I'm going to play this one just so that I can source the Plowshares around Mana Tithe. Fetching. Oh my god, they have a Castle Arid Mesa on their deck. That is so grindy. Okay. A lot of Giver of Runes. Oh, what's in my graveyard? Counter spells mainly. I think Tamiyo is just gonna ultimate this game. Do I kill Giver? I think I just kill Giver and keep attacking. Because if I get them to 10, they're dead on board. So yeah, I just kill Giver. No! Cancel. Okay, I don't lose loyalty, thank god, what a misclick. Imagine I lost the loyalty there, that would have been horrible. Alright. Attack. They can make a token and just sacrifice it, which is fine by me. I'm happy with them giving their token up. Oh, they don't give up their token. It doesn't attack for anything though, so not worth it, in my opinion. I will Brainstorm, put back 2 lands in a way that I can fetch this one away afterwards, and I have a Remand in my hand. So we only get 1 spell. Tamiyo completely bricks this, by the way. Ugh, Giver. Do I even care about Giver of Runes? It gives protection. I can further my own game plan if I Remand this. I'm gonna Remand. Yep, that doesn't work. That's not how that works, mate. My turn. Play a land. Plus Tamiyo. Tamiyo is going to draw half my deck. That's what she's here for. And then I can play this and still activate. They're dead, by the way. They're dead. This is determined. This is pretty much as deterministic as it gets, because their creatures aren't attacking. I can just blow up my, unless they have like unless they have a. This is another one of those end step blast you, upkeep blast you. Because unless they have like a pithing needle here, it's deterministic. They're dead. You should have blocked earlier. You had to block earlier. That was the your only way out. Sure, play with Giver of Runes. My turn. I'll blast you. I'm just gonna not take. Actually, no. I am gonna be consistent. I'm gonna be consistent here. I'm gonna take game action. They're just gonna concede. Okay. I was gonna be consistent and fetch and put a Remand or something back on top of my deck just to make sure that they lose. But yeah, it's so over for them. It's so over. Yeah, this deck again. I don't need cards in my hand. I'm just gonna win with what I have on the field. Very different approach to control. You gotta really you play it quite differently. It's more about like you gotta know what is the threat, right? I don't want them to get the Strand Magistrate. I stalled them out for so long this game. They had all 4 of their Chrome Boxes at one point in this game. I know they have Mana Tide, so I started playing around it. They double sourced my Phlage, but that was a decent exchange. And yeah, they're just dead here. They're just dead. Like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Pinnacle Starcage. This card actually really performed. I'm really happy with this card today. This card looks very good. Looks very good in my opinion. Even for Timeless. Like, I was thinking this might be a little too slow for Timeless, but 3 mana, exile all creatures and artifacts, and then later in the game, just make an army to kill your opponent with, that sounds really powerful. Because it doesn't give them back the cards, it puts them in the graveyard. So, yeah, this seemed very strong. I'm saying it, this felt really good. This felt really good. Pinnacle Starcage, so, yeah, GG's. And we're back for the post-game chat. And this deck feels pretty good, in my opinion. I don't think it's right up there. It's like, it feels good when you're doing what you want to do, but oftentimes, this is a 4 source to Plowshares, you only target a removal spell there and deck. I don't know, I like Thought Partition, but I'm like, sometimes it feels a little mid, because if they just draw another copy, but then again, that's just Thoughtseize bug, we already know this. I think this card should have cost 1 and a white and not 1 white mana. Just Thoughtseize in white just feels too good. Not sure about the Stifles. They are very good when they're good, but they're also very bad when they're bad. I don't know. I just feel like Control is just so awkward right now, where you have so much bloat in your deck, so many cards that you just have to play because the format demands them. I don't know. One thing I'm very happy about though is that I was able to play a timeless game with Pinnacle Starcage. I've played it before obviously, and that's where I found out that it destroys artifact lands. But this card seems very good in timeless. Like, for a control deck, this seems very good, to the point where I think I want 2 of these. And like, it's a very good alternative to Wrath of the Skies. My original thought was that Wrath of the Skies obviously changes what you can play. But this is a 3 mana sweeper and an Up the Beanstalk deck that's just something to bear in mind, right? I think this has a lot of potential, and I think this card could be very good. I definitely probably will craft a second one, play 3 of them. Yeah, I really like Pinnacle Starcage. I think this is a very good card. And then obviously it has that late game inevitability. I said you'll never activate it, but I activated it, right? It has that late game inevitability of eventually you will just put everything that this thing had under it into the graveyards, which means that they can't get their stuff back anymore, and you will have a massive army. You can do that you can technically do it in response to them targeting it, but you're not gonna have 8 mana really. But yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. I'm really happy with this actually. I'm not gonna lie, really happy. And yeah, this deck again, just lock your opponent out and kill them with Phlage. You don't have to have Phlage here. You can have, I don't know, who cares, anything that kills them. But just make sure you do have a win con, because this deck doesn't actually win on its own apart from with High Noon pinging your opponent. But if you have only High Noon pinging your opponent, that's a little sketchy, because sometimes they gain 1 life or you have to discard a High Noon or whatever, right? But yeah, pretty cool strategy. And then obviously when your opponent is locked out and you have a High Noon and Teferi in play and you have 5 mana, you have 2 High Noons, end step, shoot you for 5, upkeep, shoot you for 5, you're dead. Like, pretty cool. I like the strategy. I don't love it. It's not my favorite way to play control, but it's a very good and efficient way to play control. And it completely attacks on a different angle than a usual control deck would. Instead of drawing a bunch of cards and having all the answers, you lock your opponent out of the game. So yeah, cool stuff. And they match up into Show and Tell. If you really, really hate Show and Tell, this card here will change your life. This card is amazing against Show and Tell. If they Show and Tell and you put this in, their turn ends. Their turn's over because they've cast the Show and Tell. They can't cast any more spells. If you play this preemptively, they suddenly can't ramp into Show and Tell. They can't protect it with mana, with Veil of Summer anymore. It's so, so good. This card cooks Show and Tell. So yeah, this amazing card against Show and Tell. Kind of decent against other combo decks as well. Not as good against... it's amazing against Storm. No one really plays Storm though, so that's rough. But it's not as good against Upsal spells, because they can just slowly get up to 4 mana and then just hard cast Battle Straight and win. But yeah, cool deck. Love it. Let's open the pack and say goodbyes. Alright, so I'm back to collecting Modern Horizons 3 packs because I have all the lands I want out of Edge of Eternities, and Modern Horizons 3 is just overall higher power level, and I have more collection in it, so eventually I'll start getting gems from packs. So let's get into it, see what we get. We get a rare, we get another free rare wildcard, we get some more vault progress, 60% already on my vault, and this, if I had to guess, what would this be? Is Estra's Invocation a rare or a mythic? But because this should be Estra's Invocation, because those are the only rares I don't really have yet. Oh, I don't have Flare of Malice yet? I swear to God I had Flare of Malice. Huh. This is my 3rd or 4th copy. I'm actually gonna check. It's only my 2nd copy of Flare of Malice? What the hell? What? I'm missing a copy of Flare of Deification and Cultivation. And Fortitude. I have all for denials. Interesting. Okay. Flare of Denial could be another strategy. Actually, ooh, that's actually a shout. Hydroponics Engineer with Flare of Denial. You can now play Hydroponics Engineer Tamiyo. Is there another good 1-drop? Is there another good 1-drop? That's not like Delver, like a control 1-drop. Is there another one? Because I don't want to play Phantasmal Shield back. I don't think that card is good. But a Flare of Denial shell might be good in the current format. I'll look into it. Maybe like red, blue, green with Ren and 6, Flare of Denial shell with Hydroponics Engineer to make your Strip Mines islands. Yeah, that might work. That might work. Anyway, that being said, that's all from me pretty much. Hope you enjoyed this video. Obviously, if you did, YouTuber stuff, like, comment, subscribe, you already know. I answered all my comments. The last video performed abysmally. I don't know why. I thought you guys would be more excited to see just basic kitten combo, but it's what it is. I don't really care. I upload these videos because I enjoy sharing my Magic decks with you guys, and if you guys don't like it, I won't play it again. It's that simple. That being said, not like anything crazy planned for the future. Obviously, we're approaching 1,000 subs. I've been harping on about that for the past 7 videos. I have my Eldrazi control deck that I'm still like playing here and there. I have my John control deck that I'm still playing here and there. I'm desperately trying to make a Ren and 6 control deck in blue and maybe even white, but I've not really found a build that I'm happy with yet. Like, I've not really found a build where I'm like, yes, I'm reliably casting Swords of Plowshares and Remand 6 and Mana Drain. Those are some very hard cards to cast in the same deck. White, red, green, and blue, blue. Those are very, very hard costs. Your mana base will end up looking very, very jank with 11 fetch lands and like a bunch of different mana sources. And one strip mine can ruin your day. So, very weird. Maybe that deck should be a Renin 6 deck that isn't playing 3 strip mines and maybe only 1 strip mine or whatever. That could be another approach. But I'm trying it out. I'm trying to make it work. I want to make a Renin 6 control video for you guys. But it might be red, blue, green and not include white. Or it might be red, white, green and not include blue. I don't know. We'll see. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Not much more for me to say. I'm the Control Guy and I bid you all farewell. Peace.